Here we should just. I need to give a link to this live stream. No one's in yet. One second.
Where are you posting the link? Because Sabaiku wants to see it.
Yeah, I'm about to post it. Sorry. 1 second.
Where?
On Discord main. Hello. Welcome to stream, guys. Welcome to stream. Just give us 5 minutes to. Just give me 5 minutes so that people can actually join. For now, we'll just wait for people to join. Welcome to the stream. Just give me a second. I'm just waiting for people to get into the chat first. And we'll start in a little bit. Hey, how's it going, guys? I'm gonna start in probably like 3-4 minutes. We'll see. Yeah, 3 or 4 minutes. We'll just get some people in the chat for now. How you guys doing? This is gonna be exciting. So I hope you guys can stay. It shouldn't be too long. I think it'll just be a short stream, like 30, maybe 40 minutes at most. Whoa, we got a lot of people in the chat now. Welcome, guys. Welcome. So we're just going to just wait a little bit more, slightly more, and then, yeah, we're going to have some fun with this. It's going to be a fun project. Welcome, Cam. Welcome. Yeah. So I'll start in when it hits the 40 minutes. Hey, Carlos. Welcome. Thank you. Thanks a lot. We have a special guest here today, and they're in the shadows right now, so we're just waiting to start. Sounds like it'll be fun. Maybe some of you already know who it is, but we'll see. We'll see. I'm excited. Look, special guest. They said hello. You're not gonna say hi back. So rude. So rude. This is gonna be fun, guys. It's actually pretty fun. You're in the chat right now, Zyres. You're in the chat. Okay, I think we have actually quite enough people. I guess we'll just start now, because why not? So I'll start now. So welcome, guys. This is Guess the Rank series. Some of you are probably familiar with it. Some of you maybe are not. But essentially, this is where 4 people. Essentially, we're going to have. We already, like, these games were already recorded. 4 people played equals, and essentially they recorded their games, they played equals against one another, and essentially we're trying to find out who is the Diamond 1 player here. So this is just a quick overview for those who don't know. 1 person in each faction, so 1 Winter, 1 Shadowfen, 1 Swarm, 1 Ironclad. And who's the guest? They're going to be introduced very soon. So yeah, we're going to look for who's the Diamond 1 player. And I guess at this point, I might as well just introduce the special guest. You guys probably already know who it is. Very, very, very well-known, well-recognized player in the Stormbound community. And they have their own social media on their own side, which they can introduce right now. But everyone say welcome to Freeloader.
Hello, everybody. How's it going today?
Just want to make sure, can you guys hear him or not? Because if not, then there's always an issue.
Are we having technical issues? I hope not. Maybe our voices are just so similar.
No, they can hear you. All right, perfect. So sorry, guys, that's because I don't stream that often. Okay, perfect. So yeah, this is Dadloader. He has his own podcast, and actually, you take it away. You can introduce yourself.
I'm one of the 3 hosts of the Brood Sages. To this day, I believe it's the only podcast dedicated to Stormbound, the game. along with Arthas and Subaiku, my co-hosts. We do it. We try to do it weekly. And I've been asked to join Reckless. This is actually one of the things that I'm hoping to do in 2021 as a sort of a personal growth. I would like to get into more casting. And so Reckless was kind enough to give me the opportunity to try a little bit of Stormbound casting today. And we are going to guess which one of these four players is the Diamond 1 player. I watched the first one and loved it. And actually, believe it or not, I almost got it right. And then Reckless made me second guess my original choice. I'm like, wait, no, I have to be right, right? And about 30 minutes later, he came back and said, yeah, you're right. So
Yeah, that was actually so funny. There's a couple things to mention for this one, however. So this was actually I would say, pretty delayed project. So some of the cards in these games are actually pre-nerf or pre-buff, pre-change, whatever you want to call it. So for example, I know there's Broken Truce, Potion of Vitality. I'm not so sure if there's any other cards that were affected before these matches happened. But
wait, so along with Guess the Diamond 1 player, we get to play Guess the month this game was played in.
if you want, sure, we can do that as well. Yeah, so this is all straightforward. We have to find out who is the Diamond 1 player here. There's another thing I want to point out. Quite a few of these players are actually equal players. So what that means is it might be really hard to tell who the Diamond 1 player is here. And the other three are actually Platinum players. So this is going to be a really, really hard, it's going to be really hard to distinguish who it is. So anyways, we're going to start with looking at the decks here. Do you have anything to say here, Dad Loader?
Oh man, so Loris in Equals is fantastic. Right off the bat, I see that and think, okay.
Oh wait, wait. Sorry,
go ahead.
I don't mean to interrupt you, but some of these decks might look really funky. Like look at some of these cards are kind of crazy, like Avian Stalkers,
yes.
Sharpfist, and it's all because as I mentioned before, this is done with a draft bot. So essentially, these players only had a certain degree of choice in this play here, so they didn't really actually choose specifically which card they want. Like they wouldn't make this kind of deck in Equals. This is like not the most broken deck, but yeah, they're given an option of 3 cards, and then they have to pretty much pick one of those 3 cards. So some of these options might have, like Avian Stalkers into deck, maybe it was like really two other worse options, so they had to settle for this, which is probably why the deck is really hard. I'm just saying, like, it's not going to be like the best deck you'll find. So yeah,
no, I know, but Loris is a great card to pick up. Scrap Planners is a great card to pick up. So there's definitely some cards in that Ironclad deck that look pretty darn promising, and yeah, there are a couple that make you scratch your head a little bit. On the other side of it, man, Powder Tower and Harvester of Souls, there's a lot of value in that Swarm deck. Hysteria in Equals is kind of just it's hard to find a unit that's on a baseline with enough health to really make it a 3-mana play that's worthwhile. But aside from that, I really like a lot of these Doppelbox, Head Start. Both these decks actually look pretty solid. I'm excited. Let's get going and see what happens.
All right. I just want to point out that it seems like the Swarm player here thought they were doing the spell quest, because they took quite a hefty amount of spells here. Like you have Broken Truce, Hysteria, Vitality, Head Start, and Summon Militia. Given that 2 of these spells are actually units, but I'm just pointing it out that yeah, that is definitely something to pay attention to. They also have Murs, which is pretty good for the late game, obviously. So we'll see how that plays out. But the Ironclad deck here has a lot, like quite a good set, like staple late game, I guess you can say, like 6 mana, 7 mana, 7 mana. It's not that bad. And then you have the Powder Tower, but the IC player picked Execution here. So interesting. So anyways, I guess we might as well just get into the game. It's going to go fast, guys, so try your best. Dad Loader, you can take it all away here.
Okay, so we are waiting to see who's going to go first. It is going to be the Ironclad player. They have Sharp Fist, which they're going to cycle because it's way too big. And we start with Destructo Bots and immediately emote spam. I like it. No, just wishing each other good luck. Okay, and on the other side, we've got Murs, which is not a bad opener. If we're going to play Murs, we're going to want to play it first and then cycle a card to try to get the token closer to the top. And we've already made the determination that Hysteria is not a card. Oh, and hello, Summon Militia. Well, that was an exciting pickup. Okay. Coming back to the other side, we now have a beautiful 4-mana play in Finite Loopers, one of the best, I think, in Equals. And we're not going to cycle anything, which is an interesting choice, but okay. There's a lot here to work against if you are the Swarm player. Broken Truce is very... Okay, no, we're not going to... Ooh. We pick up Fort of Ebonrock. So there's a couple of different things here. Harvester of Souls is very enticing. Do we want a Harvester of Souls, a Destructo Bots? Maybe is that what we're thinking about? The other options are to do things like play a defensive Fort of Ebonrock and then Head Start. I don't think Saberpaws really gets you much here, so it's really going to be the Harvester play, and we have decided, yep, we'll take the Harvester of Souls of the Destructo Bots, and we're going to let that Finite Loopers come through. That is good news for the Ironclad player. Loris is going to get you 0 value here. I mean, you could trade with it, I suppose, or just put it on the baseline. But in general, I think Scrap Planners might be a more enticing play. Well, actually, Live and Let Die. Let's just go. Oh, okay. No, we are actually going to... Yeah, we're thinking about playing defensively here, but no, we're just going to go all offense, right? Because that Death Rattle is going to help keep the front. There's actually 3 units to remove here on the Ironclad side of the board. So the Swarm player is really going to struggle to clear this front. This was a nice play. We could try to outrace, but that seems unlikely. Okay, we got... Oh, hello. All right, so we're going to play a defensive Fort of Ebonrock and then a defensive Doppelbox as well. This concedes the damage to face, but then makes it very difficult to get anything else to the baseline without some trading. Unfortunately, Scrap Planners is a decent... Or are we going to go for Avian Stalkers here? Ooh. Avian Stalkers is a very interesting value play here.
Okay. Yeah, it seems like the Swarm player is like behind in health by a lot, but they do have the board, so let's see how they play it out for the future turns here. In Avian Stalkers.
Avian Stalkers is such an interesting card to... Okay, all right. So, at 2 life, finally getting their front to the baseline of the Ironclad player, but unfortunately it's all just a little too late here. They're dead to basically any runner. They just want to put defensively another unit on the second row to stop a runner. Yep, and that would actually clear a little bit as well. And then maybe on the off chance that they somehow manage to stumble upon Herald's Hymn magically appearing in the deck, maybe get a little more units onto their opponent's baseline. Scrap Planners is very enticing here. Played defensively, but it's fantastic because not only does it clear, but it heals itself back up.
So close to lethal with the Salty there, but unfortunately not this turn.
Yeah, they needed one more turn or an easier clear. They're just going to try to keep the amount of damage to their face down. Harvesters is back. Interesting.
The token here is really nice, actually, to defend against the Avian, but this is going to be a disgusting Avian proc. You don't really see this often.
No, you do not. Here it goes, folks. For if you've never seen Avian Stalker's Death Rattle, there she is. Oof. So we can Harvester. Yeah, we're going to play Harvester defensively. And then we want to try to deny additional value from the Scrap Planners. Okay. So the Avian actually is kind of frustrating now because it's getting in the way. We still have this Salty for lethal that we can't quite use. Execution doesn't quite do enough. Okay, so yeah, we could use a cheaper card in hand for sure. We need to cycle first and see what we hit. Well, that was not quite it, but this is going to be pretty darn funny.
Yeah, the fluffy bad box are just coming out.
So much value, too. See, well, we're still thinking about it. We're roping. at this point. We've got to make our decision and go. 3 mana left over. What are we doing? Hair-raising cats defensively again. Okay. I like this play because, again, you are forcing your opponent to deal with the fact that you've got lethal on the board. They have to play something. Broken Truce is really not exciting anymore.
The Hysteria here is actually really good.
The Hysteria is excellent here.
6 damage. Damn. Pretty good.
That's fantastic. On top of that, if they don't clear that Avian Stalker, it will yet again clog the board in exactly the worst spot possible. Right? The poor Ironclad player won't be able to get a runner through again. So now they have to go through 2 towers. Yeah, I like this play. I like this play a lot. A lot of people might have thought to try to clear the last of the Avian Stalker spawns, but this way it's just acting like a big plug on the board. And it forces the opponent to have to... Oh. Well, hello there.
Valdic. Talking about cats. Yeah, this Sharpfist is actually so funny. It actually can get a lot of value here, which you don't typically see either.
Because the life total disparity, the Swarm player is, just kind of on their back foot. The Ironclad player is just saying, okay, well, I'm still just going to keep going offensive here. Or at least they're thinking about it. Loris would have been interesting, actually.
Think so?
No.
Oh my god, 7 mana for 10.
Yeah, in equals, that's pretty solid. Yep, no, there was no good place to land the Loris, unfortunately, because of the towers being in the way. There was no way to attack into that Harvester of Souls, which I think would have been the most interesting.
I think the Sharpfist, there's no way to deal with that. I think in the late game, the Sharpfist is just going to do a lot of work. You have to defend here a little bit, I think. Or actually, nah.
I like putting the Powder Tower down.
Yeah, I would definitely put it down. But I don't know about the doppel play there. You could also play a bit aggressively. Depends on how you feel.
I wouldn't have put it there. I would have put it behind the other one. Because now, actually, maybe not. Right. Okay. I was just thinking that tower was going to get chipped down to 1 health. You put it behind the other tower, and there wasn't going to be a clean way to attack into it at all. So they hit it behind the Ebon Rock with 1 health instead of the Ebon Rock with 4 health, but it didn't seem like quite as good of a location. Yeah, so this will clear a lot off the board, which is great, but it's not... The Sharpfist Exiles is still just a huge problem, right?
Yeah.
I like it. Actually, can we full clear here? No, we cannot. The head start's got to go away. We need something that... Ooh! Oh, hello there. Yeah, the Hysteria feels good, for sure. And now we can clear with the blue sail.
It has been a very scary game for the Swarm player here. Straight off the bat, 2 health has been very difficult.
That opener where they had to just let the finite loopers go really hurt, for sure.
I think they're considering here, do they play greedy for the Harvesters, or just the 5 mana blue sail can act as an extra defense? So they play a little bit greedy here, because now you leave the 3rd column there open for a 2 movement.
Correct. One unit to move the front forward 1 plus a runner. The game is effectively over. But the runner can't be Saberpaws. So it turns out they lucked out here. They will live to die another day. And boy, is there just a whole bunch. Oh, goodness.
Oh my god.
Oh, goodness. The confusion death. Oh, no.
Is it something Evaldic would pull off? The confusion. Oh my. All right.
The confusion kill is fantastic.
So that was end of game 1. So right there, the Ironclad player did win with that confusion play. That was pretty solid. Any last words about that game?
That's not a straightforward lethal. I mean, for our viewers who are trying to come up with who might be the Diamond 1, that was a convoluted lethal find, and they did it fairly convincingly. So hats off to them, even if they aren't the Diamond 1 player. That was a top level play.
True. Yeah, so I guess we're going to head on to our second game here. This is going to be Winter versus Shadowfen here. Do you have any insights on these decks here?
Oh boy. Well, so Rockworkers in equals. I'm not an equals player, but it feels like it would be a good card. Blessed with Brawn feels fantastic. Broken Earth Drakes. This feels like actually kind of like a winter deck that I've seen played before. Mistwives in equals is terrible. So there is that. Congratulations to everybody picking up Murs, man. On the Shadowfen side, this is not a Shadowfen deck that I would be overly excited about. There is the Wandering Worms Tiger combo, so there's that. But this deck feels very slow. First off, there's not a lot to do on turn one that you really wanted. Like you don't want to play a naked personal servers, right? It's not buffing anything. The Alderman might be okay. Wandering Worms doesn't do anything. This deck looks like it's going to just really struggle to put enough pressure on. So if the game goes long, expect the deck that's running Blessed with Brawn and Broken Earth Drakes to be able to win out. So just based off of the decks I see, the Shadowfen can't be aggressive enough and doesn't have the end game of the Winter Pack.
Yeah, I'd like to give my own insights here. You can see how the Wandering Worms here will most likely not see the effect proc just because Tigor is the only other dragon in the deck, and you don't really want to play this and then you're like let it live. I guess you don't really want to keep this on the board for too long, anyways. So that's one consideration. But on the other side here, they have pretty good dragon synergy. I'd say Dragon Ling, and then you have the Yowling, and then you have Bed, which is pretty decent, I'd say. And in terms of Mistwives, I know that for a non-equals player, yeah, it seems like Mistwives is kind of bad because it's really hard to proc the effect. However, I think in this deck it actually can work because you have Yowling, which is pretty good 3 mana turn, and you can Mistwives right after. You
Good
also
point. Yeah.
might get like late game Murs tokens for that. So it's actually like pretty strong for 4 mana. You get 7 damage on board. It's like pretty good if you pull it off. So I think if you cycle properly, this card can see a lot of play. The Wisp Cloud here is pretty useless. There's really yeah, there's no synergy there. It kind of sucks. They probably were going for some kind of free synergy here, and unfortunately they didn't get it off. So that's too bad. This game did take place after the Icicle Burst change, so I believe they will be able to target freeze some units here. They are running some kind of... Technically, it's like a more spread out curve, I'd say. It looks a lot more lower than the Shadowfen deck, however. But the Shadowfen deck does have 2 runners, so that's dangerous. It's a dangerous game to play. Feral Shamans. I wonder what kind of card they must have, like, what options they were given to play Feral Shamans here. Yeah, and they're also running Heroic, as Alistar said in the chat. Heroic Soldiers are coming out as well. It's kind of interesting. You have 3 5 mana cards here with 1 movement, so it's kind of like they're mostly like substitutes in most cases. It's kind of hard to make use of these 3 altogether. Siege Breakers is actually really good in this deck, however. 4 of Even Rock and Rockworkers. Siege Breakers is definitely a card you want to be keeping in your hand. So I think that's all my insights. Do you have any last words before we begin our matches?
Just that if the Shadowfen player is going to win, they're going to have to play next level. I think that deck is going to require some excellent piloting for them to be able to bring out the win. So I'm excited to see if they can do it or not.
Okay. Yeah. So with that in mind, we can just go straight into game 2, and once again, you can take it away, Deadloader.
Okay. All right. So we have our 2 hands here. It's starting with Winter Pact. We have a play. We're going to throw away the Rockworkers, and sure, yep, we open up with a very strong turn 1. Unfortunately, on the other side, yeah, we're left with the 2 choices of a naked personal servers, which feels bad, or the Faithless, which feels worse.
It's so funny. That first turn from both players is hilarious. And yeah, see, like you were mentioning, the Mistwives here, not getting the effect off is not the greatest. So still okay, I guess.
Yeah, we are really tasked on the other side, though, to... Oh, okay. Interesting. We found some Shaman use. Look at that. Okay, so clear board, reset. Well done by the Shadowfen player. Back to Winter Pact. And it's our Rhymeling's turn. We don't want Bed yet.
Wait.
Oh, well...
Oh, sorry about that.
That's...
I think it showed up on the screen. It's fine.
No, that's okay. So we're going to play our Rhymelings. We're going to gain ourselves a little bit of mana. And do we choose to just play the Icicle Burst effectively so that we get the cycle is the question? Or do we want to keep it defensively just for the heck of it? I think this is the right play. Even though it doesn't really matter right now and it's not all that useful, just as a cycle, I like to play a lot. Trekking Alderman or Lich Summoners. I think Heroic Soldiers is probably not going to see play here. We are on 6 mana, though. We could play Tigre if we felt like it. We don't have any other way to fit the mana curve this turn. We have 2 4s, a 3 on 6 mana. So it's going to be Tigre or we float a couple. Given that we are playing into Winterpack, I like keeping the Siege Breakers around and not using it right now. But we chose to float 2 mana by playing the Lich Summoners, but we got additional value out of it. So there is that. All right, we have a pair of 3s, or we have Blessed with Bronze as an option here. This is a fantastic turn for the Winterpack, and that's what I was sort of alluding to earlier. It just feels okay. We're gonna clear 2 health off the board for our opponent, but then clear 4 health off the board for us. I'm not sure I'm in love with that play as much, but I understand the thought process behind it. But we've conceded the board by doing so. We lost all of our units, and our opponent got to keep a unit and front. We are now into a sort of the mid game, and we're starting to see more than one unit getting played at a time, which is expected. Mistwives is not really the hit here that we were hoping for, but it looks like it's going to have to be. Yeah, that last turn really hurt. Playing the Yowling Weavers and clearing so much of a board that we had advantage of as the Winterpack player, that turn really hurt. We're now stuck with Blessed with Brawn, which there's no target for. We're stuck with Mers, which doesn't do much for us. This is starting to feel a little out of whack for the Winterpack player. Okay, we got a little more mana out of it, and then we just get a single clear, and we can play a bit of defense. On this side, our Elder hits the Trekking Elderman, hits the baseline, which is great. Personal Servers looks a lot better now than it did before, that's for sure. Yeah, so we get ourselves a good clear, keep our board nice and healthy, plus we buff. That's fine. Doesn't really matter where the buff goes right now. So much pressure being applied by the Shadowfen player. The Winterpack players really... Oh, yeah. I don't think you're going to play Blessed with Brawn here. So maybe that's the one that... Okay. Just a curve fit. We wanted to do that. Since we were playing Mers first, we thought, all right, I can...
I think that's misplay, actually. You probably want to play Rockworkers on the other side just so that the building gets cleared, but now it's really risky.
This makes a base lock much easier for your opponent. Unfortunately, for the Shadowfen player, there's only three mana cards in the deck, so it's just not going to happen. But I actually really like here putting Tegger right next to the tower, and then the you want to, I like putting it in a corner or next to the tower and then protecting it with the Prophets, because when your opponent tries to trade into the Prophets, they will switch. Oh. Okay.
Yeah, that's kind of weird as well.
I would have done it the other way, but okay. We're...
If it stays defended, though, like, that's 5 damage to the base. I can kind of see why, I guess.
Yeah, but this way it makes it actually easier to... Gosh, so the poor Winterpack player just has nothing here. You could Icicle Burst into Yowling to clear Tegger and not have to deal with the Death Rattle, which seems like a really smart play right now, because the last thing you want to see is the Death Rattle. The problem is there's nothing to trade into the Faithless with afterwards in order to not take the 5 damage and be dead to any runner.
Time's running out.
I gotta do it, though. I gotta do it. Icicle Burst into... Oh. But then what happens?
Wait, it's frozen, though. It's frozen.
Yeah, but then your opponent now can just base lock you and the
Yeah,
game's
that's
over.
true. Yeah, that looks like a GG from this side. You just
Oh my
heroic
goodness. I would have.
siege. I don't know why they're thinking so long, however. I mean, maybe they're considering siege breakers into the fort, but I don't think that's the right play.
No,
So,
no, 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 no,
oh
no. Don't
my,
do that.
almost
Yeah.
did it.
Oh, good. That would have been bad. And no, it doesn't really matter which. Yeah, this is just GG at this point.
Yeah, this
Yep.
is just GG.
That's GG.
This is just GG. That's too bad. So yeah, that's the victory for the Shadowfin player, and as we saw previously, the Ironclad player there won that game. So that was those are our two victors, and then I mean, I guess that's kind of all we have right now. We have to actually guess now at this point who is the Diamond One player. Who do you guys think? I'm dropping in a link in the chat, so feel free to click that and then give your best vote. I want to see who really thinks the best, who is the Diamond One player here. I want to know. And keep in mind, there is like these players, a few of them are actual equal players, like experienced equal players. So it might be really hard to consider, as well as three of the other ones are platinum players. Very difficult to guess. Oh, you didn't see the first game. That's too bad. But basically, the Ironclad player won over the Swarm player. I think they both played. I'd say they played pretty decently.
Yeah, I thought they both played very, very well. I think this second game, I don't know about whether or not the Winter Pack player plays a lot of equals. There were a couple of choices in there that felt right in a constructed deck, but felt wrong in a equals deck that you don't have like, reliable cards that I'm sure I've got X, Y, or Z in my deck kind of a thing. That Tiger play, for example, was one that's kind of sticking out in my head as a I'm not sure this is going to work out the way we would like it to. That Tiger play would have been fantastic if you had like Bladestorm in your deck, because the following turn you could have just Bladestormed and converted it back. But
Oh,
without having that kind of card in your deck, that felt harsh.
we have a pretty close vote right now. It's let me see. Right now it's 4 votes, and then there's one on Winter.
Ooh,
You probably
okay.
voted the Winter player, right?
I did not.
Yeah, it was you. All right. I don't know. Let's see. Okay, now it seems like the Ironclad is winning 5 votes to 4. I really want to see who do you guys actually think? We'll give it like probably 2 more minutes, but come on, guys, throw in your votes. Throw in your votes. What about you, Dad Loader? You haven't given your honest opinion on this.
So after game one, I would have said I'm pretty darn sure it's that Ironclad player, because of just the novelness of the lethal that they found. They're clearly an experienced player who's used to playing with confusion cards. However, I actually think playing that Shadowfen deck to a win speaks pretty highly of that player as well. So I'm torn between the two. In the end, I think the Yowling Weavers play for the Winter Pack just set them up in such a poor position that it didn't require like, a 200 level IQ play from the Shadowfen player to come back from that point. So I'm going to give it to the Ironclad player. I think the Ironclad player was D1.
Oh, you think the Ironclad Pro is D1? It seems here like we have a pretty close vote. It was 5-4 right now. I don't know if anyone wants to vote. You guys want to still vote? Please vote in the next like minute, or so that we can just quickly close this poll. Seems like there's 5 votes to 4 against Ironclad and Shadowfen. No one voted Swarm, surprisingly. Even someone voted Winter, and no one voted Swarm. So,
Ouch. I didn't think the Swarm player played bad at all, by the way. I thought the Swarm player played fantastically. Just the opener for Ironclad was so aggressive.
yeah. Yeah, I didn't set it to a vote twice because I think then I don't know. I maybe I should have. I don't know. I just wanted to see like one vote and one vote only. I want to know. You guys aren't voting at all. Okay, I guess that we should close the polls then. It seems like 50% to Ironclad, 40% to Shadowfen, and then 10% to Winter. And let's see what the results actually say here. It says here that Swarm was actually the Diamond 1 player, and you guys were all wrong. I'm just kidding. It was the Ironclad player. You guys guessed it right. Huge thanks to all these players here. Arthas Rue being pretty well known as well. He also helped with the podcast for Dad Loader. He was actually the Ironclad player here. Durkee also being a really good equals player. And then you can see here, this was Mr. Grimm playing Shadowfen. That's why all of you guys thought he was the Diamond 1 player as well. He played pretty well. He played pretty fast as well. I was noticing that.
Fantastic. Well played.
Well played. Well played on everyone. Jesse Bear, he doesn't actually play equals very often, so I think that's why it was pretty obvious to say that it's kind of like it kind of gave it away that, you know, they don't play that often. But yeah, I mean, I guess that's it. Let's see. I mean, that's basically it, guys. So it was Arthas Root. You guys did guess properly. I'm surprised you guys guessed properly. I thought it'd be like maybe wrong, but hey, you guys got it. Yeah, I guess that's pretty much it, guys. We don't really have much else here left. Do you want to have any last words?
I just want to say thank you. This was a great opportunity. I had a lot of fun doing the play-by-play. I hope I was able to keep up with everything, and I'm sure I missed a few things here or there, but this was a load of fun. I'd love to do it again.
Yeah, and I'm actually impressed that you got it right. I thought you were gonna guess winter, but I guess I was wrong there. Yeah, do you guys like this idea? We can do this more often than not. I would just need people to actually participate in the GTR series, which would require, I guess, people actually participating. So if you're interested in joining, just let me know. I'm always in the Discord server, the official Stormbound Discord server, and then we can get you actually in the next GTR video. And for the Conquest, the question by Shades, when will the Conquest finals be released? I think I'm going to make a highlight video on that. I'm not so sure yet. And then that would mean it takes obviously more editing, probably by next week, if I'm being honest. Sadly, not impressed by that, but yeah, I think it'd be probably by next week. The winner of that was Mr. Grimm, so that's why Mr. Grimm is pretty experienced equals player. Yeah, I mean, that's pretty much it. Thank you so much for joining, Dadloader. I had a lot of fun here. Thank you for taking your time out of your date for this. Maybe you'll be even one of the participants in the next one. Who knows? Because you are a Diamond 1 player yourself.
Yes, but not an equals player at all. So I would actually be I'd be an excellent choice, because I would make some terrible decisions and not get a single vote. So there you go.
All right. So that's basically it. I'm going to close the stream now, guys. Thank you so much for joining. Short stream. Don't want to keep it too long. And yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed. You guys did get it right. Chat did win this time. Chat won this time. I'm going to close the stream now. So bye, guys. Thank you so much for joining. Do you want to say bye, Dadloader?
Bye, everyone.
All right. Perfect. We're signing out now. Bye.